you got to give all of yourself to God. You can't hold back. You can't hide those dirty places. Right there. You got to clean it out and give it all to God. Amen. Your song goes my lips, your word moves my hands, your thoughts stay on my mind, live in me. Your song goes my lips, your word moves my hands, your thoughts stay on my mind, live in me. You can have all of me, have all of me, have all of me. I'm yours, and I'll give you all of me, give you all of me, give you all of me. I'm yours, God, I'm yours, God, I'm yours. Your song, your word, your thoughts, live in me. Your song, your word, and your thoughts, live in me. You can have all of me, yeah, have all, 'cause I'm yours. I give you all, give you all of me, give you all, yes, I'm yours. Your love's my mind, your love's my heart, your love's my heart, and here's all of me. Your word's my mouth, your thought's my mind, and your love's my heart, here's all of me. Your word's my mouth, your thought's my mind, your love's my heart, here's all of me. Your word's my mouth, your thoughts my mind, your love my heart. You can have all of me, have all of me, have all of me. I'm yours, and I give you all of me, give you all of me, give you all of me. I'm yours. Here we go. Your word, your word's my mouth, your thoughts my mind, your love my heart. Here's all your word, yes, your thoughts my mind, yes, here's all of me, here's all of me, here's all of me, here's all of me, here's all of me. Lord, take all of me, take all of me, take all of me, take all of me. Lord, here's all of me. I give you all of me, I give you all of me, give you all. Oh Lord, I give it all, I give it all, I give it all. And you can have all of me, have all of me, have all of me. I'm yours, and I'll give you all of me, give you all of me. Lord, I give you all of me. I'm yours, God, I'm
Reading with the Holy Words, please. Alright. You all know it's summertime and you got people all over the place. So it's a good time to bring somebody that's unsaved. During the beginning of the year, we say we're going to help somebody find Christ. It's a good time to find a space.
Amen.
Right? One of the things that hurts us as individuals individuals, as we have to learn that there's a whole lot more to us than just one body. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of times you have to recognize when you're in the natural and when you're in the spiritual. You see, one of the most difficult things for Christian people is to, and I'm talking about people who've been in this in a long time, is to understand when they're not being promoted to say something or do something by the natural man or the natural woman. And that thing can get you in trouble. Amen. You see, the reason that we have so many issues in our lives, in our personal lives, that we are leaning to our own understanding. And when you lean to your own understanding, you're going to do a selfish thing. That's just a fact. It's just going to come out very selfish, right? And so the Bible teaches us, and we want to briefly talk about it today, is that sometimes you need to get on something on a stronger foundation than your own understanding. Does that make sense? And so last week on Father's Day, I believe, I handed out a handout to the guys and on it said, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him and he will make it pass straight. One of the things that hurts us a lot is that we trust our own understanding. And when we trust our own understanding, we're going to get in trouble. Every time we're going to get in trouble because we've already got it figured out, right? You ever pray and ask God for something, but you are asking him to give you what you want instead of asking him to give you what you need? And sometimes he answers your prayers and gives you what you want. And you find out later on that's not what you needed. Whether that be somebody in your life, whether it be a job or whatever. And so what we're trying to do over here in Christ Temple North is get out of the natural and get into the spiritual. Because everything that you think is good may not be good for you. God is not going to give you things that are good. He's going to give you things that are good for you. I tell people there's two things. There's a good thing and then there's a God thing. So all good things are not God things. And so we need to be under that, because I've done things that I thought was a good thing at the time, but later on I found out it was a God thing and it cost me. You understand? And so this lesson that we're going to talk about today is a lesson that you can put in every aspect of your life. Do you understand what I'm saying? In every aspect of life, in everything you do, you want to get the information from a higher principle than you. Isn't that right? I'm serious. There are a lot of people, and some of you in here, maybe most of you in here, are unhappy with the career that you picked. You understand what I'm saying? You see, you should have had God to direct you into the career that would made you happy. Does you understand? Now I'm going to say this. Some of you have left, maybe with someone that you picked. Are you with me? Instead of not getting the person in your life that God picked for you. Does that make sense? And some of you all remember, when you're in the natural sometimes, you get desperate, right? And desperate people do what? Desperate things, and they make desperate decisions. That's why the Bible says, lean not to your own understanding. Because wherever you at the point in your life is where you want to make a decision. And that's a bad thing to do, is make decisions when you got chaos and confusion all going on around you, right? So what we want to do today is we're going to talk briefly about trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not to your own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him and he will direct your path. You got to acknowledge God and say, God, direct my path. You see, people financially wind up getting bankrupt, right? Because they done it on their own. You understand what I'm saying? So if the Bible is, I call it the commentary of life. The Bible is the commentary of life. It is to help us with our life and help us in our relationships, help us physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and financially, and all our bodies also. You understand what I'm saying? And so today we want to talk about this so that when you walk out of here today, that you have a better understanding that you can, the Bible says, be ye perfect as your Father is in heaven. Doesn't it not say that? Right. King James says, be ye holy as your Father is in heaven. Well, then you know you're going to need some assistance right? If you ever watch sports, let's do gymnastics. In gymnastics, there's such thing as a 10, isn't that right? They have a 10. And then there's been some athletes that have got a 10, right? And when they get the medals that they tie around their neck, they give the credit to the coaches. Because somebody had to coach them to the point that they were able to get to that 10, right?
That's right.
In other words, they didn't lean to their own understanding. They had somebody watching them and grooming them and pruning them so that they could be a 10. So the Bible is telling us, listen to me, whether you like it or not, this ain't me telling you. The Bible, you can look it up when you get home. This is not me telling you. The Bible is telling you that be ye perfect as your Father is in heaven. Now somebody in here is going to let Satan whisper in their ear, and Satan's going to whisper in your ear, nobody's perfect. You don't know that. The only perfect you know that it's not is you. Right? That is an excuse. When I hear people on TV always, when they get in trouble, they're always doing something, say, well, you know how we all have our, no, we all ain't got our. Only person you know got our is you. Right? So if the Bible is telling us that we should live a certain type of life, then it means that there is a means for us to do that. Right? And it's not only a challenge for you, it's a challenge for me. I have a problem with it. I wish that I could say to you that the Bible says that nobody is perfect. But being your pastor and leading from the book of truth, it tells me be perfect. So I'm looking for perfection in my life. So each one of us needs to look for perfection in our lives. We want to make decisions that are long, life-lasting decisions. Some of you young people in here, you haven't decided what career that you want to get. Now's a good time to pray and ask God to lead you and open the doors to the career that He would have you have. Right? You see, there is more potential wasted on, and I tell this all the time, now some folks don't be putting you off job now. There's a lot of potential wasted on at Ford and MG, all those places on assembly lines. Yes, there's doctors and lawyers and stuff, but people got that money and decided they would stay and left an opportunity to be something greater than they are. And they don't mind that saying that. Some people can tell you that. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so what we want to do today is we want God to lead us in everything we do. Right? We are looking for total perfection. We are looking for total perfection in everything we do. Let me tell you, if you feel good about what you're doing and you feel that it is a God thing, you're going to be happy doing that. Because you know that you're doing is going to glorify God. Does that make sense? Amen. And so here we go from Proverbs 3 and 6 from the Voice.
It says to give Him the credit for everything you accomplish.
So you see, and sometimes we need to understand that. I didn't do this on my own.
That's right.
I didn't do this by myself. I'm going to give glory to God that He gave me the ability and the opportunity to be able to shine today. Do you understand what I'm saying? He's the one that gives me the abilities. He's the one that opens the doors for me. And I give Him the glory. All right?
And it says that, and He will smooth out and straighten the road that lies ahead.
If you are on the path that God has chosen for you, He will smooth out, yeah, He will, and make the path straight for you. I tell people, listen to me a lot, and this is in everything, especially a lot of younger people that say, well, they're seeing somebody and they're dating, and they say, well, we're working on it. I said, well, you need to get rid of it. Because if you're working on the dating, you ain't seen nothing until you get married, right? Right. So no. That's supposed to fit. Or I'm working on this, no. When you are in the realm that God would have you to be in, the path is straight. Period. That's just period. All right, here we go.
John chapter 3 and verse 30 says that He must increase, but I must decrease.
One of the greatest things ever said in the whole scriptures is said by John the Baptist. John the Baptist was a very important person in his arena at that particular time. But John the Baptist knew that he had power. But John the Baptist knew that, remember, he said that there's one greater than I coming. Right? But John the Baptist knew that even all the power he had, and even who he was, his reputation, that when it came to Jesus, he needed to increase and let Jesus decrease. Increase. You see what I'm saying? I want Jesus to come into my life. I need to step back. He's got to decrease in my life. Isn't that right? I got to step back. And this is one of the, wait a minute, in your relationship, on your job, right? In your ministry, right? You got to be able to do it the right way. You see, he's got to increase. You got to decrease. I said that back now. He's got to increase. You got to decrease. Now, as the question is, in all your affairs, how big a part are you playing in it? If you're playing a big part in it, that's why it's all messed up. I know I'm good. That's why it's all messed up, right? You see, so you may want him to increase in your relationship, in your marriage, right? With your gifts and talent, you need to decrease. You need to step back. Sometimes we put too much of ourselves in something. And when you put a whole lot of yourself in something, that's all you're going to get back is what you put in it. Right? But if you want God's blessings, he must increase in your situation and circumstances. Because he can put more in it than you can. Do you understand? And sometimes, have you ever done something, ladies probably know this here, because ladies don't like a whole bunch of people in the kitchen, is that right? That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. And you invite some people over your house, and you're really trying to be nice. You want to tell them, why don't you go in the living room with the guys? Because you see, you want to say, you need to decrease. Right? Come on, ladies, help me out. Sometimes, in other words, you don't want to say, you in my way. There's too many of us up in here. Right. So you understand what I'm talking about. So sometimes, ladies, help me say, amen. I'm like, you want somebody to decrease out of your space. All right, I knew I could get it somewhere, right? You see, in other words, you say, I got this. Right? Well, sometimes in our life, we need to ask God to increase in our life, and we need to decrease. Because we got too much of ourself in it. We got too much of our own understanding in it. And the Bible says, lean not to your own understanding. Acknowledge him. We need to decrease and let him increase in our life. Give him more space in our life. That's a question you need to ask yourself. No matter what age you are there, the sooner you get this lesson, the better off your life is going to be. Is how much God is in your life and how much you is in your life, and sometimes how much peers are in your life, because they can be the worst enemies you can possibly have.
That's right.
Are you with me this morning? All right. Are we doing all right? Okay.
David tells us in Psalm 61, verse 1 and 2, he says, to hear my cry, O God, attend unto my prayer.
Okay, so here's the key. Here's the key. You have to cry. David needed to cry out to God and attend to my prayers. He's asking God to attend to his prayer. But you know, sometimes we don't pray right. We even need assistance in the whole. I'm all kinds of stuff on that. We need. I'm letting that stuff decrease so I can increase a bit. So what we need to do is we need to cry out to God and ask him to attend to our prayers so that he can assist us in whatever that prayer is. Let me tell you, I'm probably, I think, the oldest person in here. If I'm not, there's something that we're close. I'm just beginning my life. I'm asking God now, which direction you want me to go? What would you have me to do? Do you see? Do you understand what I'm saying? You see, I'm trying to get you all to understand there's more to you. There's more for you than where you at right now. All right? God wants more out of you. He wants to use you. He wants your light to shine. There's a scripture saying, don't put a bushel basket over your light, isn't it? And he wants your light to shine. All right? A lot of darkness is in the churches because people are not allowing God to come into their life and increase in their life so they can decrease so his light can shine. All right, here we go.
David went on to say that from the end of the earth will I cry unto thee.
And I love, David was after God's own heart. That's why God just loved David. David done some wrong things, but he had enough sense to know where his help came from. Do you understand what I'm saying? He really loved the Lord. He had a little trouble controlling his flesh. Excuse me, he had a lot of trouble controlling his flesh. But you know, he got into trouble, he was kind of like us. You know, he was struggling, and we struggle in the human. Come on, human beings. We struggle in the human, all right? And so, but he understood the presence and the power of God in his life. Do you understand me? All right.
King James says that when my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I.
See here, I love this. When all hell is broke loose, can I say that? You need to ask God, say, God, lead me to something higher than myself. Let me tell you something. That's when I say desperate things. Desperate people do desperate things because they're not on that high rock. Sometimes I have to ask God, get me up out of here. Get me higher than myself. Because self really wants to act a fool right now. Lift me above it. Come on here. See, sometimes we have to ask, come on, you people, my people, I love my people that are in the addiction courses and in recovery. They understand that sometimes your flesh will cry out. And you have to ask God to put you up higher than yourself, than I. He says than I, because I's getting ready to get in trouble. And I tell you all the time, when somebody uses I, the only thing I is good is between S and N. All right, you get that? That brother, I'm doing right. The brother said it's going to be a good sermon today. Where you at, brother? Raise your hand if I'm doing all right. Yeah, all right, I'm doing all right then. You see what I'm talking about? We trying to learn something up in here. We trying to grow up in here. We ain't worried about what's up in heaven. God's got that covered. I'm trying to do something here. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm a selfish man. I want heaven on earth and heaven on the other place too. You see what I'm saying? The only way I can do that is to let God lift me higher than me. Because sometimes me wants to get control of me. And me ain't being control of me, because me can get me in some trouble. Does somebody know what I'm talking about? So I need God to lift me higher than me. So I understand what David's talking about. And sometimes you get overwhelmed. And sometimes it's not sin. It can just be life. It can be life, and life can get to the point where it can drag you to the point where you may want to do something that's not healthy for you or somebody else. And yet say, God, lift me higher than I. All right? The message. I'm doing this 3 times because I want you walking out of here. I want my people walking out. Let me tell you, life is supposed to be full of joy. Yes, God gave us, life is supposed to be a good place. And we got to have this. And every mistake that we made is because of the I. You see, when we mature, we leave the I and we say I am spirit. I want the I am spirit in me, not the I spirit. Some of y'all know this. Amen. The I am that I am. That's what God called himself. So sometimes I need the I am spirit to be inside me, not the I spirit. All right?
David said, God, listen to me shout. Bend an ear to my prayer.
And he understands. He says, I'm hurt. So I don't know if he's hurt. He's in a place where he's crying out and says, God, bend the ear to my prayer.
When I'm far away from anywhere, down to my last gasp.
And sometimes, you ever get sick and tired of being sick and tired? Wherever you're tired, you're just like, I don't know if I can go any further. You know, a lot of people, they say by statistics that a great number of people, percentage-wise of people, have thought about committing suicide. Right. I mean, that's what they say, you know. Not that we have done it. And some of us didn't try to commit suicide. We committed suicide, didn't know we committed suicide, and God still saved us anyhow. Come on, you know. Some of y'all been like, y'all's pastor has been in his lifetime before, driving and didn't know how he got there. Right. Come on. Being in places that you didn't have any business being in. And thank God that he was, when you was a fool, he was still loving you. Thank God that there's nothing to separate me from the love of God. And thank God that nothing could separate us from the love of God, because we were in some places that we needed him to be there to rescue us. Remember the song years ago, you all my age, rescue me, huh? God came out and rescued us. And sometimes he rescued us when we didn't want to be rescued. And later on in life, we thanked him for rescuing us. And sometimes it wasn't us crying out, but thank God that we had praying mamas, praying grandmas, praying daddies. And God for those prayers. But in this particular passage, David had enough sense to cry out for himself. Are you with me? All right? I feel good about this message. All right?
He says, I call out, guide me up high on a rock mountain.
He said, the Lord, he said, I'm at a low place in my life right now. Have you ever been there? I'm at a low place in my life now. He said, guide me up on a higher place in mountain. Spiritual, get up here with me, spiritual. Get me up out of this funk, as we call it, and get me up on a spiritual, higher spiritual level. Does anybody understand what I'm talking about? You see, and we needed to get there. Yes, it's not a rumor. A young lady and used to come to this church, and her husband used to come to this church about 3 years ago. Those were the people. She OD'd. He committed suicide. They buried him Saturday. Young, beautiful person. But she came in and saw me Wednesday and said, Johnny, I hadn't seen you in a while, but she came in to see me and said, I want you to know, and this is what she told me. She out of her own mouth. She said, I want you to know that I didn't try to commit suicide. She OD'd 3 days before then. I was trying to kill the pain. And then she talked to me about the pain Wednesday back there. And then she said, look at my mouth, she said, but I knew I could come to you because you wouldn't beat me up. And 3 days later, she got too much of that in her system and it took her out. But she knew where to go and who could go to. Do you understand that? Beautiful young lady, a lot of energy, 42 years old, husband 46, both of them gone, 5 children left. 4 boys and a young lady. Yes, it happens. Yes, it happens. Now, they hadn't been in here in 3 years because they were just coming here to build their strength up. And that's a good thing. I don't want that to happen to anybody I ever know again. Come on. Because sometimes you can get there. Let me tell you something. You think you're strong. I use my Mike Tyson thing. Everybody's got a plan until they get hit. That's what Mike said. Mike was right. Boy, you see people rolling out of the pews, jumping and shouting. Boy, when they get hit with something, you don't even know they're a Christian. I'm trying to get you something inside you that will help you. But let me tell you something. We all want to go down with something. There's going to be issues and stuff in our life. Y'all know that license plate. You see on the back of that license plate, stuff happens. Right? You've seen it before. See, some of y'all already real one, right? But that's just life. And we need to quit being scared to talk in the pulpit and tell people's life. If you don't think you're going to get out of life without this, there's always going to be battles, and we need to prepare ourselves. We don't want to be unprepared people in a prepared place. Right? We want to be prepared people when that prepared place comes, because there's always going to be issues. There's going to be some downtime in your life. Come on here. There's going to be some downtime, and you're going to have to cry, Lord, lift me up high. Lift me up out of this mess. Lift me up out of this situation. Lift me up out of this grief. Because it's just life. You see? You all know that, I'm sure glad I've done that chemo type thing. My classmates say, we never thought you would be the one that would ever get cancer. You're always so fit. You're always on the right path. Yes, it stops at my house too. Yes, it stops at my house too. But the thing that gave me strength and to be able to come and do what I do, is like I usually come to church, do sermons, read, study, is that I ask God to lift me. Lift me up out of this chemo. Because chemo ain't no joke, right? I can tell you the ass if you want to say it. There's some more to tell you. It ain't, but he lifted me up out of this. So there was no sorrow. There was no sorrow and there was no grief, because I knew that I would go through this and I would get through this, and it would be an opportunity to help other people when they're in a dark place. The Holy Spirit could use me to lift them up out of that situation. Because if he does it for me, he'll do it for them. Amen. Do you understand what I'm saying? Am I doing all right? Yeah. Here we go.
Finally, from the voice, he says, hear me, O God, when I cry. Listen to my prayer.
He's talking about crying. Sometimes you know the song, just have a little talk with Jesus. Sometimes you need to have a little cry with Jesus.
That's right.
It ain't nothing wrong with crying. Sometimes we just need to cry out to God. Let him wash, fill our tears. All right, here we go.
He says, you are the one I will call when pushed to the edge.
And you won't get pushed to the edge. How many got jobs? How many got children? Can I do it? How many got spouses? I had to do it. Okay? And any of them, any of that situation that I just named can push you to the edge. Let me give you a secret. Can I do it, Cozy? If it ain't happened, keep living. now because I kind of, when people have a baby and they bring that little baby in and they just loving and kissing on that little baby, I just smile at them. 13 years from now, that little baby, we'll guarantee you that teenager's going to push you to the edge. Even a good one, that will push you to the edge, right? Right. And if you work around people, somebody's going to push you to the edge. There ain't good people. If you come from a big enough family, that means there's either 2 people or 3. Somebody in that is going to push you to the edge. This is real. This is real stuff here. And we need help to be able to deal with those things. You can't hide from life and life situations and circumstances. There's no place you can go. All right? I tell you who can push me to the edge really quick. Me. All right.
Again, he says, you are the one I will call when pushed to the edge, when my heart is faint.
And sometimes it's tough. Because sometimes you're going to meet people and love people, family members. It could be a spouse. There are some things that's going to happen. People die. People get sick. People do the wrong thing. People get incarcerated. And it hurts your heart. People marry the wrong folks. And they get in an abusive relationship. Yes, things happen. And it can hurt you down into your very heart.
He said, shoulder me to the rock above me.
Sometimes you have to ask God, I got to climb on your shoulder. I got to get above this. Because it's too much for me. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? All right, Psalms 25, 1 through 5. I needed something else because it was short. And so we're going to have the Holy Spirit help me work with this, all right?
In you, Lord my God, I put my trust.
Where's your trust at? You got to put your trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord. It works. See, we've done the wrong thing, folks. We blame people for failing in our lives. When we should have put them there. We should have put God there. Amen. Trust. He said, trust in Him. All right?
The Bible says, I trust in you. Do not let me be put to shame, nor let my enemies triumph over me.
The psalmist knew right there. He said, there's going to be some battles in my life.
Right.
Do not let me shame. There are going to be some battles. But the scripture says, it even warns us about putting on the full armor of God. The reason we have to put the full armor of God on, because we're in a battle. Life is a battle. You see, you can do everything right, and sickness can hit you. Trouble can hit you. Got it? All right.
It says, no one who hopes in you will ever be put to shame.
You put your hope in God, you won't be put to shame. He won't let you down, people. I tell you that. God will not let you down. All right?
But shame will come on those who are treacherous without cause.
Those that are treacherous without cause. You see, one thing that I've learned in life, before I got saved, you want to get back at people, you ain't got to get back at them. Oh, red is cast upon the sea. Shall return in a many a day. Jesus said that, but the preacher always preaches good. I'm happy that's good or bad. He's coming back. Just leave him alone. God will take care of him. Here we go.
The Bible says, show me your ways, Lord. Teach me your paths.
Lord, show me your way. Teach me your paths. In other words, in my life, I am tired today. You can tell him, man, I'm tired today. I've been going down the wrong path. Lord, show me your path. Show me the direction you'd have me to go, because I've been getting lost. Have you ever went down the wrong path? You see? And it costs you. Yeah, it costs you. Coincidence on everything, and it costs you. We don't want to do that. We want to go the right path this morning. And everybody in the sound of my voice say amen, right? Here we go. Last scripture.
It says, guide me in your truth and teach me, for you are God my Savior, and my hope is in you all day long.
All day, every day.
All day.
My hope is in God.
Amen.
And the prayer is, not my will, but thy will be done. See, God, in my life, not my will, but thy will be done. Now, that is a very difficult thing because sometimes God will have you to walk away from someplace you want to stay.
Amen.
That's the hard part. Because see, it's not my will, but no, really, man, I've kind of tried to negotiate with you. Have you ever tried to negotiate with him? Somebody know what I'm talking about? But that ain't what the prayer says. The prayer says, not my will. In other words, give up my will and let his will be done in my life.
Yes.
He may tell me to walk away from somebody. He may tell me I'm in the wrong place. He may tell me you need to buy a small house, smaller car, get out of a relationship, get in this one. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all understand it?
Amen.
He may tell me to quit eating this, eat this. You understand? Don't drink that. Drink this. Lord help us. I'm a moderation guy. Y'all know I'm a moderation guy. And the Bible can be used for scripture. You can do all things in moderation. If you're an alcoholic, you're not an alcoholic. Not an alcoholic. You can drink a glass of wine. Sure.
Amen.
When you take chemo, guess what you can't do? Have a glass of wine. So it wasn't God's will, it was chemo's will, right? Yes, that's right, because I ain't gonna be one of these preachers. You see me out there, Sister Gwen and I out at dinner, I got like, I saw a pastor. No, I tell you all, this pastor can drink a glass of wine and go home and eat some way. Some cocaine. Some cocaine, all right? But I've learned that it's not that big a thing in these last few months. Not because of that. See, in other words, I'm saying there's a lot of things you think you need, you really don't need.
That's right.
God ain't gonna take nothing from you that he thinks he wants you to have. My life is better now than it's ever been, developing and blooming into a good God Christian man. You see? Now I don't have to entertain myself or look for other folks to entertain me. Somebody knows what I'm talking about. Let's get out of here.
So what you're saying, Pastor, is in what ways can I decrease so that he can increase?
That's what y'all, our prayer is going to be. We're going to say, God, no, this is going to be the prayer. They got that written down on there. All right? I'll do it slowly. In what ways can I decrease so you can increase, Lord? That ought to be your prayer. Lord, in other words, where can I decrease in my life? So, Lord, so you can increase in my life. That just makes good sense, doesn't it? All right?
Pray this, in what area of my life do I need to learn submission to you?
And that's a tough one. What area in my life? I know some people say, I hear you, brother. Submission to him. What area in my life? This is real. But this is what we want. Because we want the life that God would have us to live. God loves us. And love will never cause pain.
That's right.
Now not the real love, God. The love that God has will never cause you pain. Now that thing he calls love in the physical can cause pain. But the love that God has will never cause pain. Do y'all understand? So when I submit myself to him, he's not going to hurt me. He's not going to take away anything that he wants me to. He wants me to have joy. He wants me to be healthy spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially. And so sometimes when we submit ourselves to him, he's only going to take the things away from us that hurt us. Because he loves us. And in loving us, he doesn't want us to hurt.
Amen.
All right.
And finally, Lord, how can I magnify and exalt you more?
And now, finally, Lord, how can I magnify and exalt you more in my life? One way is by living in life. And Sister Martina gets ready to open the doors of the church. One way is to help us to exalt